Hello everyone, thank you for joining us once again on the channel. We'd like to say a very big welcome to each and every one of you. If you are joining us for the very first time, please do well to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Now to all of our existing subscribers, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our posts as they come your way. Thank you and God bless you. On today's report, Fashola disagrees with Ç0NT, says president's actions is not a contempt of court. Contrary to a recent comment by the Minister of State, Labour and Employment, Mr. Festus Keyamo, in which he had faulted President Buhari's directive that the old 200 naira be recirculated until April the 10th, 2023, while the old 500 naira and 1,000 naira cease to be legal tender, the Minister of Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, who is also a senior advocate of Nigeria Ç0ＮT, at the weekend argued that the directive of the president was not a direct affront to the Supreme Court that had temporarily halted the move to ban the old currencies by February the 10th, 2023. Now, speaking on television Continental, the former Lagos State Governor maintained that the president only took the step to help ameliorate the pains of Nigerians who were becoming the unintended victims of the policy. Ç0NT, who is a spokesperson for the APC Presidential Campaign Council, had in an interview on Channels TV said that the president was wrongly advised to make the pronouncement in a nationwide broadcast. According to Ç0NT, although Buhari had good intentions for the Naira redesign policy, he was wrongly advised. He had also said that he would have advised the president to comply with the Supreme Court order, which was to recirculate all the old notes until they decide on the matter. My view is that the president acted honestly without intention to slight the Supreme Court, but he may have acted on wrong advice. I did not give that advice. It is not my responsibility. I do not know who gave that advice. Now, in his speech, he acknowledged that there were certain matters in court. So he thought he was playing safe by saying, okay, before you decide these matters in court, may I just provide some middle ground so that the country is burning. There are riots everywhere, so let me just try and provide some succor for the people, whilst acknowledging the matters are in court. Now, if I were to advise him, I would have advised differently. I would have advised him to comply with the terms of the order of the Supreme Court. All the notes should circulate for now. All the old notes should circulate side by side with the new ones for now, because that is the order of the Supreme Court, he had said. Now, according to him, the matter was not discussed at the Federal Executive Council. The comment by Fashola came just as a viral video of some residents of Ogun State were being bribed ahead of Saturday's election with the old 1,000 naira notes. Now, those who received the money in white envelopes with the logo of the state government, however, expressed concerns that commercial banks were no longer accepting the currency. But someone suspected to be a government official who spoke in Yoruba was heard assuring the beneficiaries that they should go ahead and spend the money, adding that the government had vowed to ensure that banks in the state collect the old banknotes. However, President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday reflected on the current hardship faced by Nigerians in the wake of the Naira redesign project of the Central Bank of Nigeria, and pledged to put an end to the pains the program had inflicted on the citizenry. But former Vice President and the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, described as comical the reaction of the ruling APC and its governors to a recent development around the Naira redesign project. Weighing in also on the debate around the currency policy, the presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People Party, NNPP, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, knocked the APC governors who criticized Buhari over the Naira policy, saying the governors' loots are now useless. The Supreme Court had temporarily halted a February 10 deadline to phase out the use of some old banknotes. But the day after the court adjourned the suit filed by some APC states and Sokoto in a move to stop the federal government from banning the use of the old 1,000 naira, 500 naira and 200 naira notes, Buhari, in a nationwide broadcast, directed that the 200 naira should be returned as legal tender, while the 1,000 and 500 naira should be phased out. Now, the broadcast by the president generated reactions, with 9 APC states and Sokoto State now asking the Supreme Court to void Buhari's directive. Some senior lawyers had also argued that the directive by the president was a clear contempt of the court in a pending matter. Fashola claimed that the recent nationwide broadcast by Buhari on the ongoing Naira redesign policy was not a direct affront to the Supreme Court. He stated that although the Naira swap policy needed to be reviewed, the president took the decision because he had seen the suffering of many Nigerians and not spite the apex court. Fashola explained, "Let me say that in a democracy where there is a right to speak freely, there is bound to be divergence of views, as you have heard. But I think that the principle about respecting and waiting the outcome of a court decision sometimes has been stretched, if I may use that word. There's also a lot of jurisprudence and scholarship about the boundaries of contempt in actions done in and in things said. If I shut the door on your finger and you went to court to say that the court should direct me to remove or open the door, do I say let's wait for the outcome of court decision when you're in pain and people are in pain? The question to ask is, if I attempt to open that door, would you, the person in pain, say I was acting in contempt? Or would you gladly have me open the door and then go back to court and say the matter, we have resolved it? And that is another angle to look at this thing, because I think that whatever interventions the president sought to make were interventions in response to the very palpable pain. And I think he said that much in his speech about the unintended consequences of the policy. Well, that's all we can take on the details of today's report. Until we'll come your way next time, please do well to stay safe. Bye-bye.